Hello, I'm Peter Towers. Welcome to this week's Accountant's Minute. Today I want to talk to you about we've got to get the economy moving again. That was the quotation of Josh Frydenberg, the Australian Treasurer, only last week. Greetings to all of you, and I hope that you're staying safe and that you are helping your clients to get ready to relaunch their businesses with strategies that will help them to be successful and will also help your accountancy firm. The National Cabinet has approved a three-step plan to help relaunch businesses in Australia. And the first of those stages will start in most states next week, although the Northern Territory has already started the new implementation phases. It's going to be very interesting how that goes. And whilst there's been some criticism about only allowing 10 people into a cafe or a restaurant in the first phase, by the time we get to July, the limit is 100 people. So hopefully by then, businesses will start to be able to see some prospects for a new type of business activity which will generate profits. For accountants, this is your opportunity to really indicate to your clients that after the experience of COVID-19 coronavirus, you're able to assist your clients in a broader range of business matters, operational issues, commercial matters than what you have previously done so. In our COVID-19 survival panel webinars last week, we had two presentations by people completely opposite. One a lawyer, the other one a businessman. The lawyer was Matthew Karakalakis of AM231 Law in Adelaide and Melbourne. Matthew talked about the situation with contracts and force majeure and gave a very interesting overview relative to the terminology force majeure, what it means. And basically, Matthew reached the conclusion that unless coronavirus is specifically mentioned in the definition of force majeure, he doesn't believe that a business could rely on force majeure to withdraw from a contract. In fact, he said, if the coronavirus COVID-19 definition is not included in the definition of force majeure, or if the contract doesn't have a force majeure clause, then it is likely the contract can be enforced. Now that's obviously a benefit to whoever is trying to have it enforced. But if you have clients who have got significant contracts, perhaps now's the time to be looking at trying to make some changes or to ensure that for the future they have this definition of COVID-19 coronavirus well in mind in formulating the definition of force majeure in any future contracts. Matthew also spoke about other legal matters concerning employment laws. A lot of people are working from home. That's not a simple situation. Businesses need to be aware of the legal implications. There's also been some temporary amendments made to the Corporations Act relative to directors' duties and responsibilities and liabilities. That's worth knowing. And also the commercial tenancy arrangements, whereby businesses that have qualified for JobKeeper are able to utilize that status to be able to have meaningful negotiations with landlords, because there can be a waiver of rental and a deferment of rental available to people who qualify for JobKeeper. And you need to go through the process with your client to make sure that they have qualified for JobKeeper. Whether they proceed to draw down the $1,500 per fortnight per employee or not. Our second keynote speaker last week was Jeff Goodrich. Jeff's a businessman. He's also an ambassador for the Territory Proud, a 380 strong business organisation based in Darwin. And Jeff talked about the necessity in these troubling times for businesses to reduce costs. And the examples that he gave was energy costs. Energy is an enormous cost for virtually every business in Australia. And Jeff worked through some examples of how the cost of energy can be reduced, especially when you incorporate government grants, the 100% asset write-off, and government subsidies into the equation. It is very interesting and could be very worthwhile for you to be looking at with some of your clients. You can view the webinar recordings from last week by clicking on to access the link to the webinar recordings in the email that you've received from us. Our next COVID-19 coronavirus webinar is on this Friday, 15th of May, and we have two keynote speakers. Paul Barnaby is going to present a predictive accounting case study incorporating the Plan Guru software for budgets, cash flow forecasts, and predictive balance sheets. So that's going to be very interesting as Paul gives you, the accountant, bookkeeper, or business advisor, a step-by-step guide as to how you could use the Plan Guru software to produce the predictive forecasts that are very important for your clients to be receiving and for banks to receive if your clients are trying to negotiate loans from the banks. Our second keynote speaker on Friday is Trent Butler. Trent's a chartered accountant in Sydney who has an Australian-wide practice of supporting accountancy practitioners in understanding social media, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, and other social media products, and the general marketing and positioning of accountancy firms to attract clients. I'm looking forward to hearing Trent make this presentation because I think he's got a message there for obviously the younger generation of accountants, but also for us older people to have a clear understanding of how we can use this whole new technology, whole new media called social media to communicate with clients. You can register for that webinar, which is on Friday the 15th of May at 12 noon AEST by clicking on to the registration tab on the email that you've received from us. If you have any questions on any aspect of the services being provided to assist accountants to deliver a fantastic range of products and services to your clients, and in total we have 24 separate product packages, of which COVID-19 coronavirus, which is part of survival in difficult times, is only one of those product packages. To find out more, please go to our website, www.essbiztools.com.au. If you've got any questions, please send me an email, peter@essbiztools.com.au. Stay safe. Have a great day. Goodbye.